Hey Artnerds, today I'm going to show you how to draw a hydrangea. This is part of my How to Draw Flowers series where I show you how to draw a bunch of different flowers. So this is the reference we're going to be using today. I'll pop a link down in the description below to the original source. The materials you're going to need for this tutorial are really simple. I'm sketching in a Canson XL watercolor notebook. I'm using an H mechanical pencil and I'm going to be inking it with a Sakura Pigma FB. So start by drawing a circle and then subdivide the circle into smaller circles. These are going to be our base flowers. Since a hydrangea is a complex flower, it's made up of lots of little flowerets, we're breaking down our major form, the flower ball itself, into minor forms, the individual flowerets. And we're using circles to help us break that out and help us kind of proportion it. Now some of these are drawn as ellipses. That's going to help us draw the florets in perspective. Next, I'm using a crosshair to divide some of those florets into smaller individual petals. We also went ahead and sketched in the stem and the leaves for the hydrangea. They have really large leaves and you're going to want to draw a thick, sturdy stem. So now that we have our florets subdivided into fours, we're going to draw 4 individual petals working closely from our original reference. Then in the center they have a little sort of button like, I'm not sure if it's the stamen, the pistil, or what's going on there, but there's not a whole lot, so we don't really have to draw a whole lot. I'm going to subdivide each of our circles in the same way, making sure that they're not all cross-haired in the same direction, if that makes sense. I also want to point out that this video has been time-lapsed by about 2, so as I mentioned in my other How to Draw Flowers, which you can kind of see around the hydrangea, we have a tulip, we have a wild rose, we have a rose, we have a hyacinth, and we're going to have more flowers to come. But as I point out in those videos, it's okay if you don't draw this fast. Very few people draw this fast. Be patient with yourself. Drawing complicated forms, especially like a hydrangea, which is made up of many, many little flowers, does take time. Okay, so now we have some of our base flowers sketched in. We're going to use this and then work to fill in the rest of the form. And we're just kind of drawing silhouettes of petals kind of breaking outside of our flower ball shape, as well as filling in the interior. If you're confident in your inking, you don't need to sketch all this, but if you're still fairly new to drawing, or if frequently your inked pieces don't turn out the way you want them to turn out, drawing it in first so you have a good idea of what the finished illustration is going to look like is a great way to save yourself some pain. I'm also adding the veins to the flowers, to the leaves, and adding some detail to the stem. So here is our finished hydrangea sketch. Next, we're going to start inking it. So you might be wondering, why am I sketching this on watercolor paper? Well, that's because I plan on doing a follow-up series where I show you guys how to paint these. So to ink this, I'm using a small brush pen. It's a Sakura Pigma FB. It is a waterproof ink, and we're going to start by inking the center of the flower and then going petal by petal, inking each of our major flowers first. And by major flowers, I mean the key flowers we sketched in first to help us place the rest of the flowers in the petals. I'm also adding just a few striations, a few lines to the petals just to give an indication of the form. Now hydrangea, once you realize they're made up of many little flowers, are actually very easy to draw, because if you can draw these little 4-petal flowers and you can do it over and over and over again, you can draw a whole hydrangea. So we're just going to rinse and repeat, inking each of our original key flowerets. And we're also going to start filling in with all of our small detail petals. You guys might have noticed in our reference image, we have a lot of overlap. There's a fair amount of flower density here. So we want to try to capture that, and that's going to give us this fullness to the flower. So if you can be patient with yourself, you'll end up with a really nice, fairly full hydrangea. This requires patience, but it doesn't require a whole lot of technical skill. Now that we have our hydrangea basically inked, we're going to add some details to the individual flowerets and then move on to inking the leaves and the stem. If you enjoy videos like this one, if you want to help me continue to make them, you can do so by joining me over on Patreon at patreon.com/nattosoup. Your support over on Patreon gives me the financial support that allows me to dedicate time to recording tutorials such as this one. So now that we have our florets inked, it's time to start inking our leaves. I'm using a little bit more pressure with this brush pin to apply a heavier line weight. That's one of the reasons I really like brush pins, is you get a lot of variety in line. They do take some practice to get used to, but I think they're very rewarding and they add a liveliness to your art. So that's about it for our hydrangea. Join me tomorrow and I'll show you guys how to draw a daylily. This is just part of my larger How to Draw Flowers series, and I hope you guys will consider subscribing and joining me when we do the follow-up and I show you guys how to paint these. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me. And if you enjoy my art, please consider checking out my work on Instagram at instagram.com/nattosoup. So have a wonderful day, guys. Bye!